right, this show is taking a turn for the.
Oh.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Monster Bass Live. We've overcome the challenges, but for some reason I can't seem to get that intro to play right before I come on. There's always that 1 second of me. It's insane. It's insane. We got a great show for you today. We got fishing with Cotton on, and I'm excited. I found this Zen in my garage, and I'm like a fiend right now. I've never done them before. All right, maybe never, but I've tried it. But like I'm on this kick where I'm like, I want to try it. I want to be part of the cool kids club. Anyway, we got a great show for you. Like I said, we got fishing with Cotton on. We've got the trophy room. We're gonna go through some golden tickets. I'm gonna show you guys some new baits. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. And poor Scott Vermonter, he wants to be first, but this week he wasn't. Actually, I made it a point. The moment I created it, I went on and I went right to the comments. I'm like, I'm first. And then I left. I knew it would drive him crazy. But let's see. Let's see who's here. I immediately see T-Rex, which, by the way, T-Rex, I need to send this package to you. And I want to like get really clear on what you'd like. I want to support this cause. Make sure I send you some stuff. And we'll see. Maybe we'll even take a tour of my garage. I don't know. It's getting there. Who else is here? We got Beth, Brian, Nick, man stuff, dad stuff, looking for lunkers. Eric Myers is holding me to a very firm timeline at 6:01, and I'm late. Jordan, Bob, James. Wow. James is right. I'm not coming unless we had like 25 likes. All right. So let me tell you about my week. So it was, I had the best weekend. It was very chill and relaxing. It was my ex-wife's birthday. And so as you guys know, I have a very modern family. My ex-wife's daughter I'm the godparent. I married them. Her husband comes over and complains about his wife all the time. And we watch football together, and we have a ton of fun. And I love them all. It was her birthday, so we had a big pool party, had a lot of people over, and then my son was home, and of course now that he's home from college, he's like, "Can I have people over?" And I'm like, yeah, "Sure. You don't have to ever ask. You can always invite people over." But now what I've figured out is what that means is, will you supply food, and will there be alcohol? And he just asked me if he could have a pool party on like June 14th. I'm like, yeah, sure. How many people are you inviting? He goes, I don't know. I'm just going to invite everybody. I'm like, well, how many people? And he's like, 60. And so I said to him, does that imply that there's food and I'm feeding them? And he's like, I don't know yet. I said, well, why don't you and your friends figure out what you need for food and drink, and your dad will supply the pool and the music, and you can have the best time. You can go out to the back house where he lives, and you can entertain them and pay for it all. So I'm not paying for it all. All right. So I don't know. I've seen this all over the place. Methylene blue. Evidently, it's supposed to coat your organs, cool them down, reduce inflammation, and it's like the new thing. Or at least it's the new thing in California. Remember, guys, I live in a whole different country. And so I started taking this stuff. I just went to the bathroom, and my pee was blue. I can't make this stuff up. I might be taking too much. I'm going to have to go find out. So I don't know if any of you guys are taking this stuff, but if you are, please let me know, like, how much am I supposed to be taking? I don't know. I'm just trying to live for a long time. I got to live to 100. So All right. Like I said, trophy room, new baits, golden tickets. We're going to take some calls, and we got Chauncey Conton, who's going to break down some waters and tell us how he preps for tournaments. And Brian Jenkins, you are correct. I probably am making Smurfs. And first of all, I want to make sure that we say congratulations to Austin Barrett. He bought a boat. There's nothing I like more than friends with boats because I don't have to pay for them. But Austin, I would love for you to send me a picture at rick@monsterbass.com. Send a picture of the boat. And, oh, no, there's no more ads. Are you guys kidding me? Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I think it's setting it up so that there's always ads. Hold on. I'm going to try and change this because I don't want ads, guys. I really don't. I'm so sorry. Let me see if I can change this right now. I'm trying. Huh. Wow. All right, guys, I'm sorry I screwed it all up. I didn't bother checking within YouTube to see if there was a lie or if there were ads. So I promise next week I will make sure that I've turned it off. Ugh. I'm sorry, guys. Forgive me. Here's what you do. Hit the thumbs up. That lets me know that you don't like ads. And I'll make sure that there's no ads next week. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Yes, Relic Rob, you fired me. The job is yours. I am so sorry. Okay. So, as you guys know, I love to celebrate your catches. And if you're not aware, all you have to do is go to monsterbass.com/PB, upload your catch. If I feature you, first of all, just for me featuring you, I'm going to give you a $5 promo code. So you can get $5 off something on the website. So add your catches, get your $5 and use it towards your next purchase. Secondly, we're building functionality that's going to feed into the water pages. If you've never been to the water pages, just go to like Shop by Water or whatever. We're just going to start building out this and incorporating AI into it so that you can literally say, I'm going fishing next week on Gunnersville. It'll feed the weather. It'll look at the feeding times. It'll look at water temperatures. It'll look at historical data, and it'll tell you what the 5 baits are that you need to use. That's coming. But we're also going to roll in your data and real-time data to make this even better. So, again, log on to monsterbass.com/PB, upload your pics. If I use your pics, you're going to get something. And now we're going to celebrate some catches. All right, this is Kevin. Kevin from New York, 410, solid. This is Max from Oklahoma. Matt, that's how you do it, buddy. That's an 8-pounder. Bentley, my favorite catch. Bentley caught a 10-pounder in Oklahoma. I mean, that's as big as him. God bless that kid. Love it. This is, I apologize if I pronounce it wrong. This is Nohi, 2-pounder in Illinois. This is a no-name catch out of New York. This is a 9-pounder. It's a healthy-looking fish. And this is Nohi again out of Illinois. 4-pounder. Congratulations, kiddo. Love that. And congratulations to you guys. You got $5 just for uploading your catch. I'm grateful that you did it. Congratulations on yours. And for you guys sitting at home, if you've got a recent catch, please make sure. All right. I'm going to show you one bait now. Actually, I'm going to wait and show you the baits once we bring in our guests. So I am concerned before I bring them on. some of these people are telling me that I might turn blue and get hypertension because methylene blue can give that to you. That's not what I'm down for. So I'm going to have to look at that. So let's make sure we don't do that. Oh, here comes my son. Speaking of the pool party kid. Hello, Maximus.
Hello, Father.
Yeah, this
Hello.
That's my son. He's getting ready to leave. Say hi.
Hi.
All right. You'll be back later?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to play tennis?
No, this is yours.
No?
Okay, this one.
All right. Have a good time. All right. So let's not wait any longer. I've made him wait for a long time. T-Rex says hello. And, oh, God, Beth Langston, you're telling me this stuff's hard on my kidneys now? God. Uh-oh. Justin here. He's going to take a look at them tonight. He's getting his mystery tackle box, and depending on how he likes it, he might cancel it. So my question, or my question to everyone in the audience is, can you give Justin a little guidance on why you like Monster Bass better than mystery tackle box? That's it. Help him out. Save him the struggle. Got some new baits coming, some of ours. I just did a deal with Caperlin out of France. They've got some baits that are hitting the U.S. market. I did some for the multi-species guys. We got Euro Tackle coming, some brand new baits. Livingston's coming. We got some brand new baits from Livingston. We got brand new baits from X-Zone coming. We got a lot of new stuff from Vicious coming. Bruiser Baits is working on a new popper. We're going to get that first. What else? That's all I can think of right now. So, all right. So, let's get to our guest. So our guest today has served this country for many years. We're grateful for that. He now serves the great state of Texas in a new way. He is a tournament angler and a proud supporter of Monster Bass. So let's give a big warm welcome to Chauncey Cotton. What's up, man?
Hey, I really appreciate the intro. I really do. You too kind.
Yeah. Well, are you blurry for everyone at home? I can't tell.
I got you on my phone, so I can barely see the screen.
Wow.
Hopefully, I'm coming in clear. Am I?
Well, we'll find out. The people will speak. So Chauncey, for everyone at home that doesn't know you, you served this country for how many years? What branch? How many tours? Tell us.
All right. So I served in the Army for 21 years, and I did 4 deployments to Iraq. And I did a peacekeeping mission to Egypt, and I did one to the border right before I retired.
Wow. And you were in Saddam's palace, right?
Yes, that was during my second deployment. Yeah. I actually got to sit in his throne room chair, which was epic. I got that picture somewhere. I got to find it, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. You gave me something from his office. I don't know, or from his office. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, it was the dinar. So that's there was only one bank in Iraq, and the dinar is the paper money that they used there in Iraq during Saddam's reign. So that is no longer in circulation.
Yeah.
So it's more of a museum piece now.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's even worth anything, but is definitely a museum piece now. So
yeah, I have it. Just so you know, I keep it in my safe, and
nice.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for it. So thank you so much. And then you finished your 20 plus years of service, and you're like, you know what? I'm not done serving this country. Then what did you do?
Well, I actually work for Texas Parks and Wildlife now, and I absolutely love the state of Texas. So I wanted to continue to serve the people of Texas in the park and have them be able to come to a really nice park and enjoy the wildlife, just
All
like
right.
I do when I go fishing.
Now, before you did that, though, weren't you like doing something at the border?
Yeah, that's when I was still in the army. So yeah, I was there protecting the border
Mm,
during the border crisis when it
mm.
first kicked off. Yep.
What was your PB at the border?
Oh, PP at the border. That was I want to say maybe about 5.5. But
Not like
I was
120
just
pounds, 140 pounds.
that was my PB for Lake Falcon. That wasn't my
I'm not
overall
talking about. I'm not
PB.
talking about fishing, Chauncey. I'm talking about like you
Oh,
stopping someone at the
oh.
border.
I wasn't picking up on that. But yeah, I did catch some people by myself one time, and I mean that was part of the job, just get illegals coming into the country, and I was just doing my job, doing my part as an American soldier. So
Well, thank you for all of that. And we're grateful for your service. And, as always, we're grateful for everyone that's watching this, for your service. I don't take it lightly for the sacrifices you and your families made so that I can sit here and act like an idiot and do the things that I do, but I don't take it for granted. I'm truly, truly grateful for all of it.
I appreciate that. But it's
Yeah.
no longer, I passed the torch to my son. So actually today he deployed on the Navy ship. So he's actually fighting, going to battle cartel there on the southern border of California there. So he's headed that way right now.
Wow. Wow. Well, let's hope for and pray for a speedy return and a safe return. All right. So let's talk a little bit about fishing today, Chauncey. So,
Yep.
You fish a variety of tournaments, both
Yes.
from a boat and a kayak. How do you approach? Prepping for a tournament? What's your process?
Well, it's a little bit different from boat to kayak. So, when I prep for a boat tournament, I look at the fishing report, which I go on Texas Parks and Wildlife. They actually have fishing reports weekly, which is really nice. So I look at the fishing report, and then I go to Google Maps and then look at the way I break a lake down on Google Maps is, okay, what season is it? And what are the weather conditions and what is the water temp? So
Mhm.
that's how I break a boat tournament down. And for a kayak, it's very similar, but the only difference I do for kayak is I got to make strategic um planning on where I put in at the lake, because obviously you can't just run around the lake in a kayak because you're very limited and you can only go so far.
Okay.
And time is against you when you're in the kayak because
Mm-hmm.
you can't just get to the other side very quickly. So you have to be very strategic on where you put in, whether it be the top portion of the lake, the mid, or the lower part. And that's where you have to really do your homework if you haven't already been on the lake, like pre-fished.
Sure.
So that's about the only difference between kayak and boat.
Okay. And is there a difference whether it's in your preparation, whether it's a day or a night tournament or evening tournament?
I don't do much night tournaments. I haven't done a night tournament in years, actually. It's mostly in the mornings.
Okay. So you're in Texas these days. When's your next tournament?
Actually, it's 2 weeks from now, and that's going to be on Lake Travis, just
Okay.
right down the road, pretty much.
What's your go-to bait when you're starting a kayak tournament?
Okay, go to either I'm in the kayak or the boat, I always start off with top water in the morning. So
Mhm.
the way I like to break it down when I get on the lake is I go from top and then work my way down in the water column. So there is a process of top water that I actually like to go through, and I have all my stuff rigged up top water to start going through the baits on top water. So I got a few baits right here I want to go over. And some of them actually are the ones from Monster Bass that I actually use. So I
Well, I hope
actually
so, because I would hope that I'm not just sending them to you and you're like, this is garbage.
no, I'll be truthful with you, Rick. I actually go first thing I use is the Ragnar. I love the Ragnar. I this is probably the most favorite bait that I throw is the Ragnar. Okay.
Okay.
So there's a reason for this is that I like to go big. Okay. And for this is because when I throw it up shallow early in the morning, I want a big presentation. I want to make big wake. And I want the fish to know that something big is there and they're going to react to it. So this is why I throw the Ragnar first thing in the morning.
Okay. So for
What
those that don't know, Ragnar's a 4 and 7/8 inch top water pencil or spook, whatever you want to call it. It's got 3 trebles. And just so you know, so that's the chrome one. So for everyone watching, there is a new version of the Ragnar coming out. And I modified a little bit of the inside. We put some of the lines on the belly that we think will just, not only just displace a little bit of water, but add a little bit of vibration. And I think that that's going to make a big difference because we've seen that in some of the other baits that we've had. So, okay.
All right. So on all these baits I'm showing is all top water. So the next one I go to, if they're trying to hit it, right, and they're not getting that Ragnar in their mouth, I'm going to a lower profile bait, which I actually go to the Patriot.
Okay.
So the Patriot, I go smaller so they can get this in their mouth if they're not getting the Ragnar in their mouth. Basically, kind of like smacking at it and not getting the hooks in. So then I downsize to the Patriot. So this is like more of a backup than it is a primary. So and there's a reason why I go chrome and white. Okay.
Yeah.
So this actually helps with the not just with the presentation, but like the bait fish that are up shallow early in the morning. So that's why I go chrome and white. Okay.
Okay.
But the Patriot, this is more for a backup if they can't get the Ragnar in their mouth, if they're smacking at it. So
Okay.
that's a backup. The third bait, and sometimes I actually go straight to this instead of the Ragnar,
Okay.
the popper. Popper is I did a live show with you I think about a year or two ago, and I talked about the popper and my dad, and this is the only bait that he would let me throw for like 3 years straight. This is the only bait he would give me when I
Was a
was a kid,
popper.
was a
Okay.
popper. And so I have mastered this thing. Out of all the baits in the world to throw, I have mastered this one.
Okay.
And this is, you know, not just this color, but I do like this one from Lunker Hunt.
Yeah.
I do like Lunker Hunt poppers. I don't know what it is about the Lunker Hunt poppers, but they give really good action to their thump.
Okay.
I guess it's just the way the lip is curved in the Lunker Hunt, but it gives a really good thump, and I think that really makes a good weight bait when it pops and gets the fish attention because of that big thump. It just doesn't just pop, but it thumps, and that's what I love about it. But yeah, can't go wrong with a popper, man. I've caught out hundreds of fish, and I'm not even kidding, hundreds on a popper.
Okay.
But this is one that I'm not very confident in, but I throw it. And like I said, I ain't gonna lie to you, Rick. Like I don't feel confident when I throw it, but at the same time, I know it catches tons of fish.
Tell me.
And it is a frog. Yeah, I guess he had to run to the bathroom. So the rest of you guys watching,
I'd turn on the air conditioning.
oh. All right. So yeah, a frog is definitely not my go-to bait. It's when I have my chair's all jacked up here. When I have a lot of grass or a lot of vegetation that I know I can't throw the Ragnar or a popper because I'm going to get like hung up in a lot of crap. So I go to this when I can't get through that stuff and I don't feel confident throwing it, but I know I catch a lot of fish. The reason why I use actually a popping frog instead of just a regular frog is that I want to move the grass or the lily pads away. So it
Mhm.
opens it up. It opens that stuff up so that fish, when it comes up, it can actually see it and grab it easier. And that's when I can set the hook. So I like using the popping frogs versus the regular frogs because it disperses that vegetation. So
Now, do you trim your legs?
no, I actually don't.
See,
Yeah.
when it comes to
I
frogs,
no.
like I'm impatient, and so I have to like take that extra deep breath because I want to set the hook so quick that I usually miss. I found when I trim the legs, what that does is it gives more of the body of the frog.
Mhm.
It gives more of the body of the frog for the fish to key in on, and I feel like I get a better hookup ratio when I do that.
And that totally makes sense. Yeah, it does. Um, what I found, most people while I'm with them and they're fishing the vegetation with me, and I see them throwing a frog, um, they'll cut it just like you said. And but one key thing that I've seen a lot of people do when they're fishing the frog is that when the fish comes up, right? Because usually a frog will sit like this in the water. So when the fish comes up, it's coming down on those hooks, right? When it comes down. But it still has like all that vegetation in its mouth because it's coming up like this. So it's going to have all that grass.
So you placed an order at Smart Press.
Mhm.
Was that an ad?
I don't know.
I think I heard an ad. Anyways, but the fish comes up, right? And exposes those hooks. Well, with all that grass, it has it's going to be not as well to set the hook because all that grass is in its mouth too. So I wait until I feel the tug. Most people they'll try to set the hook as soon as they visually see it explode on it. And
Yeah,
that's where most people will jerk it and try to set the hook. And then
sure.
you literally just took it out of its mouth before those hooks even touch the roof of the mouth.
Yeah, totally.
And so that's why I wait until I feel the tug, then I set the hook. But like I said, that's the reason why I use the popping frog to move some of that vegetation out.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Before we continue the conversation, there's been a lot of questions about golden tickets, and since we might have some new people here, here's what we're going to do. Let me explain it. So your box comes with an individually numbered golden ticket, and I don't care whether it's from this month or last month or the month before. As long as you've got them, I'm going to call those numbers. It's called Operation Garage Cleanout. The goal is to help me get as much fishing tackle out of my garage because it's not the warehouse, and so that I can put my car in there. So I'm going to call some golden ticket numbers, and if I call your number, email me at rick@monsterbass.com. Take a picture of you in the ticket. Let me see it, and hopefully you'll be a winner. I just packed up 4 bags for the last 2 weeks. I packed them up today, and it was like, you name it. Everything from 6 Cents to Reaction Innovations to Rapala to Monster Bass, you name it, whatever. I just kept grabbing stuff out of the garage, filling bags, gave everybody, you know, whatever. And so the golden tickets today are 241-647-19781. Now, remember, guys, I'm going to I'm gonna call some more numbers. We're gonna give you guys a chance to those that are watching. We're gonna call some of the numbers that are just specific to the people watching the show, because I want to give you guys that chance. And so hopefully you are all set. I want to make sure it's scrolling along the bottom and everyone can see it. So let me just put it here. Hold on. There we go. So we got some golden tickets on the screen for everybody to see. And so hopefully if you won, email me at rick@monsterbass.com. Chauncey, I want to show you a couple new baits.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so I did a short this week of a new bait. I'm gonna take myself off the screen for a minute, make myself here. So here's
a square bill. So
this is a prototype of a brand new bait from Monster Bass, and we're not the first one to market an L-shaped bill, but this is a prototype. I got 3 different types, 3 different angles on the lips. And, what this L-shaped lip does is really give it some erratic hunting action. It's not just going to be a tight wobble coming back in a straight line. It's going to move from side to side. And we've been playing with this thing. Now, for those of you at home, the white lip is just because we 3D printed it. It's not the finished version. Don't worry. I got a lot of emails from people going, "You're going to have to paint that." And I'm like, yeah, don't worry. So there you have it. This is a new bait. And I've got 2 in each size. And we're going to test these out and hopefully have them make a decision on which ones. And, hopefully 3 months later, we'll come out with these and we'll let you guys try them out. And I just want to know from you, Chauncey, have you ever fished a bait like this?
Look, I turned around and I was looking for a bait that I haven't fished this one, but I fished one similar to this that was smaller, but it has an L shape on it, L-shaped bill. I can't remember who makes this one. Yeah, I can't remember who makes this, but I have not thrown this bait, but I've had a similar bait like this.
Mm-hmm.
That it was like a dark green color. It had that L shape on it, and I used to throw that a lot there on Belton Lake here in Texas. And I don't know what it is about the L-shaped bill, but I started catching them like crazy up on the bank. I throw right on the bank and I bring it down the rocks. And I don't know. I assume it's the L shape, the way the erratic action was when it hit the rocks, that the fish went crazy.
Yeah.
And dude, I cannot wait to get my hands on that bait that you have in your hand, because I really want to test it out. That's for sure. Because of that bait, like it was such fire that I actually lost the bait. And that's the only one I had of that one. And this is the only L-shaped bill that I got in my tackle box. And I got tons, as you can see, tons of lures behind me. And this is the only L-shaped one I got. So I cannot wait to get my hands on that one that you have.
Yeah, we're testing it tomorrow side by side with, so 6 Cents makes a version like this. Strike King makes a version. Strike King's is actually Strike Pro's design that they licensed because Strike Pro stopped making it a while ago. I think theirs is called the Hybrid Hunter, but Strike King makes one in 6 cents. I know Rapala makes one. It's a little more similar to the one that you had in your hand. I think the one you had in your hand was the was a bait from Bass Hick.
Because it's not even labeled. I'm looking for a name on it. It's not even labeled.
Yeah, I think that was in a box one. Like when we first started, there's a brand that Anthony from North Carolina owned, and we put like 2 of his baits in the box a long time ago. I don't remember what it was called. I never fished it, but yeah, it's similar, and we'll see how this goes. This is basically, we took the Seeker 6 and put a different lip on it, and then once we we're happy with the way the angle of the lip and the hunting action, because we want to make sure that this is like side to side. Yeah. So we're making a new version of the Seeker 6. So the Seeker 6 has a magnetic weight transfer system. And so we're modifying that, right? Like you can see, like the magnetic weight transfer system will hold the hook in place. And unlike the Seeker 8 and 12 that don't have that. But we're making some changes to the belly. We're making a few changes to the side at the same time as we incorporate this lip. So I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm excited to bring this one to market. This one's called the Super Freak.
I actually like how deep the drop off on the bill is, because that's like Rick, I fish a lot of baits, and I've never seen one with that much of a drop on an L-shaped bill. That's pretty unique, and I think that's going to really get their attention when it hits rock. That's for sure.
Yeah, listen, I've been throwing this in the pool, and this thing literally, instead of coming back on like a little wobble, this thing will go from side to side. It's erratic. I believe it. Sometimes it'll just go one side. It's pretty sick. I think that this thing will dive probably 6 feet.
Have you noticed when you test it, is it like at an angle like this, or is it up like this when the bill hits something?
No. It's like that.
Okay, gotcha.
It's not like this. It's more like this.
Okay.
So
that's gonna have some crazy action.
Yeah, we gotta start ripping this in the pool and seeing how deep it actually goes. Because I'm not 100% certain how deep it goes. Like my pool goes to, I think it goes to 12 feet, and I haven't gotten it down to the bottom. But what we'll do is we'll have someone in the water, underwater, and we'll start to measure and put, mark how deep we can get it to go, when we can get it to hit to the bottom, when we're ripping that thing through. So it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited to get my hands on it. That's for sure. Because that is very unique. It's something that I don't think a lot of bait companies have out right now, because that drop in that lip that's unique.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm gonna show you one more bait. Like before we do, I don't know how many likes we have, but I sure would love it if you guys could do me a favor and hit the thumbs up. It does 2 things for me. One, it lets me know that we're doing an okay job, and number 2, it helps cut down on my therapy sessions, because when I have so many people and we got like 14 thumbs up, it's like I start to really question like my self-worth. It's
I guess they don't like the show.
I think it's me. I don't think they like me. So
it's got to be both of us. It's just like, I don't know what's going on.
It's definitely not you, because it happens every week. All right, here's a new bait. This is the very first time anyone's ever seen it. This is a game changer. It's an exclusive. All right. I need a couple more likes. I'm ready to show this bait.
I'm ready to see it.
All right. Here it is. It's an exclusive bait, brand new from Monster Bass. This is the invisible lure. I'm going to take it out.
Yeah, I can't see it because you can't. It's just too much glare on it.
Yeah. So here it is. And what you're going to notice about this bait, Chauncey, is this bait has, first of all, you'll notice the body style. The body style is just a little bit different. It's a little more slender, but a little more bulbous in the belly. And the paint. Like we're using the same paint that is on the space shuttle. So we worked with Alfred University. They're the ceramic engineers that did the tiles on the space shuttle, and we are using the same paint on this bait. Now, the other thing, this bait features two razor sharp titanium trebles. These are the sharpest trebles on the market today, and you're never going to lose a fish when you get hooked up because of this. Now, what you'll notice, like right here, so one of the things we did was, see this rear hook hanger? This rear hook hanger right here, we turned it horizontally. And then the other thing that we did was we're not using round O-rings, we're using ovals. And the ovals, along with that horizontal rear hook hanger, is going to change the way that those hooks move in the water. And so A, you'll never get a follow-up, and B, it's going to just help with the motion of that bait, and it's going to be pretty sick. So this bait is coming out pretty soon. It's going to be available for pre-order. I got limited. I'm going to have a limited number of them, but don't you worry, Chauncey. for coming on this show, I'm going to make sure you get one because I want you to take it out, test it, and tell me what you think about this bait. It's like I said, it's
Hey, I think you got a future contract with the military because
well,
that kind of camouflage, man, that thing is killer.
Yeah. Yeah. So there it is, the new Stealth by Monster Bass. And as you can see, it's totally invisible and the fish won't see it coming. They're going to just react and be like, what was that? I need it. So
they'll probably fill it on their lateral lines, but they probably won't see it.
Probably won't see it. So don't worry, guys. This is going to be in an upcoming special limited edition box. Whew. Can't believe I told everyone about it.
Well, there's a bait that you presented months ago that I actually ordered, and believe it or not, it got here today. My son literally came up and just put it right next to me before he went inside. So the bag's right here. I haven't even opened it, so I'm going to open it right now.
Okay.
And this is the last pop. Well, I was hoping this got here before the show, and it did. So thank goodness for that. But this I can't show you my address on the back, but
I don't think anyone's gonna look for it.
Yeah. But I'm just going to grab one because I know they're all the same. But this is the final bait that I use in the mornings when I'm on the lake. All right. So, and I can't wait because this is
I know what it is.
new to me because of the blades. Now, I fish spinner baits and I love them. And the person that got me hooked on spinner baits is watching Jimmy Houston, dude. He has his whole career, Jimmy Houston.
I don't know. Is he like?
You're funny, right?
Is he on a sub shop, a sandwich shop?
He is.
Oh, no, that's Jimmy John's. Okay. Anyways, go on.
He made his living in the fishing industry with spinner baits, and he has his own line. Props to him, but what I commend you on is what you've done with the blades, and this is why I got a whole bag full of them right here.
Okay.
And this is just one of them that I pulled out, and I couldn't wait to try this thing. So the blade, it actually looks like an arrowhead and it's hammered, and I can't wait to throw this thing, but I love spinner baits. Spinner baits. I don't know why bass are so attracted to them, but spinner baits work in the mornings.
All right.
You throw a
So
spinner
yeah,
bait and it's killer. And what makes this unique is that arrowhead that's hammered. I believe that's going to put off so much vibration
yeah.
that the fish don't even need to see it. They're going to feel it on their lateral lines more than a regular spinner bait. And that's why I can't wait to throw this. So,
Yeah. That's actually a bait from American Snakehead Customs. It's their Cobra double willow spinner bait. And basically what they did was they re-engineered the shape of the willow blades, hammered it. And from what the owner of the company told me was that he just thinks that that tapered end of the willow blade, having it being hammered, makes that water, it just displaces more water and creates more vibration. So I'm sure you'll have to let me know how you like them. I mean, you asked for them, so I sent them to you, and I can't wait to see whatever video it is that you're going to make from it. So
yep. So
cool.
I'm going to actually, after we get done, I'm going to actually go down to my local pond right here. It's about 1,000 feet from my house. So I'm going to go to the pond and I'm going to throw one of these as soon as we get off here. And yeah, I'm going to see how it works.
Okay. Good stuff. Well, you'll have to let me know. T-Rex recommends pairing that with a 4-inch paddle tail.
Okay.
You want to fish that one? That is the
yeah.
American Snakehead Customs. I think it's the Cobra 2.0 spinnerbait. We have them on the website. I know it says it's Snakehead Custom. It definitely has a heavier wire than your typical 0.35, 0.4 diameter wire that you see on spinner baits for bass. But when those first came out, we sent some of those to Jeremy Francis from Fishing the Lone Star. He fished them. He said they are totally fine. They're definitely going to pull a little bit, but there you go. Here, I'll get you the let's see, Snakehead Customs. Let me find it for you. Yeah, here it is. Here, I'll put the link in the chat for anyone wanting some.
Nice.
So there you go. We've got those on the website. Okay. What? So we got. Are you going to the Skeeters Owners Tournament?
I thought about that, and I know a couple guys that fish tournaments with me. They're going to that, and they've asked me, but I haven't made up my mind yet. I got so much going on right now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I haven't made up my mind.
Okay. Guys, I'm so sorry about the ads. I forgot to turn them off. Ugh. I hate that it's like always. I hate that the ads are like defaulted to on, because it's like, I'm going about my day. I'm setting up the live streams, going through the stuff, and I never remember, because I set it up in StreamYard. I never think to go back to YouTube and then turn it off. So I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, guys. I
got a question, Rick.
Yeah, sure.
I think it was last month's bag.
Okay.
That spinner bait in there. No, was it spinner bait or buzz bait? It was buzz bait, wasn't it?
Buzz
Yeah.
bait.
Yeah, it was buzz bait. Yeah. I just did a video on that. How did I forget? My last video I got, if you guys watch it, I threw that for the product testing up there. I want to know how that product testing actually went.
Well, funny you should say that. So one of the things I'm going to do, so basically we send it out in the month of April, and then I want to give 30 days time to pass, because let's say you sign up on the last day of April, you might not get it till May 7th. You might not take it out until, the end of the month. So we're going to 30 days. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to publish the feedback.
Okay.
And let everyone know, like, hey, this is what everyone's thoughts on the spinner or on the buzzbait were. And that's what we're going to do. for this month.
If anybody wants to see my product testing of that buzz bait, you watch my last video and you'll see what my thoughts were on that.
Okay. Yeah. What's the name of your channel?
Fishing with cotton.
Okay.
It was my last video I just posted. So
cool. So yeah, so I'm excited to see the feedback for that. I'm really excited to see the feedback on two baits that I care about a lot. One is the Grande Bass Square Bill, because again, when we bought that company, I had no idea they made hard baits. And so when they told me that they had, I mean, I knew that they had a square bill, but I didn't know that there were any, like I'd never picked one up. I'd never held one. And then one day the factory hit me up on WhatsApp and was like, hey, did you know that you own two molds? And I said, no. And that's when they told me, they said, we have a square bill and a lipless. Now, again, I've never even seen the lipless. I couldn't tell you what it looks like. And, but when they showed me the square bill and I saw that bluegill pattern, I almost lost it, because I was like, this is a sick bluegill pattern. And, so I'm curious to see what everyone's thoughts were on it. And, so that we can make a decision, like, should Grande Bass have hard baits? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm excited to see that. And then I'm excited for the feedback on the Incision 62, because it's a lipless that I think of more of a vertical jigging lipless than a rip that thing through the water. And I want to get some feedback on that. And I know that there were some people that were like, well, this isn't really the product testing program. I'm like, well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. At the end of the day, if a brand like, no, I can't say the brand's names, but if a brand like whoever that did the buzz bait can benefit from it, why can't I put baits out and get the same feedback and benefit from a product testing program? And so, what happened was the baits for this month, for the June box, got delayed. So when they got delayed, I had to figure out what to put in its place. And that's when I was like, let's test the Grande Bass baits and find out what it is. So it definitely wasn't my plan, but I'm glad that we had the opportunity to do so. And I look forward to seeing what you guys think about it. So
I got a question, Rick.
Go ahead.
For the molds for hard baits, how difficult is it to get a hold of a mold and purchase one or make one and make those baits? Like what's the process?
Yeah, so you can do it one of two ways. And there are brands today that are sold at Tackle Warehouse that literally just go to a factory and say, hey, what do you have for a 110 jerk bait? And you'll find copies of a Mega Bass 110 jerk bait at every factory. And you could either just take one of their molds. You can take one of their molds and use that as a starting point and redesign it, or you can do it like we've done. And we actually, sometimes I post it on Instagram. We actually take the 3D renderings from the CAD files, and we'll post it, and I'll show people this is, what we're designing. And then from there, they'll make a 3D mold, and it'll just come, and the whole bait will be white. There'll be no colors. There'll be no eyes on it. It'll just be like a bait. And we test it for the action. We test it to see if we like it. And if we like it, then they'll go ahead and they'll make a prototype bait. We'll fish the prototypes. If we like the prototypes, we'll usually make some adjustments. But if we like the prototypes, then we'll go into mass production. But that whole process can take.
I was about to ask you, what's the process of time frame?
It really depends, to be honest with you. I've been trying to make a frog for 2 years. 2 years, maybe more. Actually longer, because I have yet to find something where I'm like, oh, this is unique. This is different. Because I can go to every factory on the planet and there's a frog. Yeah. And literally it's hard. So like, this one we started in January.
Mhm.
So we're 5 months in, and we still aren't
Wow.
at the point where we're ready to make a real mold. And once we get really clear on the angle and the shape of the lip, because the lip is a little bit bigger.
Mhm.
And what that'll do is when you're ripping that through vegetation, it's going to displace the water in the vegetation. So this will be good because, again, because of the angle, you'll rip it through and it'll go through the grass a lot easier than a regular square bill. So, yeah.
Like I've fished my whole life, and I have, been with the company and with you for years now, and with all this fishing experience, I've never heard what you just said about the process and how long it takes, because a regular consumer like myself and everybody that goes into these stores at a fishing store just looks at this huge wall of baits and doesn't even think about the whole process of what it took to get those baits on that shelf. And
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Well,
How
honestly,
much
like
work.
I have to, like, I'm learning the process too, because I'm not a bait maker,
Mhm.
I'm a good listener. And so when I hear people talk about baits, what they like, what they don't like, I think I'm a student of the game, and what that's allowed me to do is, make sure we cover our bases and have a full lineup of baits, but at the same time, look to holes in, when you walk down the aisle of Bass Pro Shops, I'm looking for holes.
Mhm.
And when I walked down the aisle, I saw this, I'd seen the hybrid hunter, and I was like, why aren't there more baits like this? And then I saw, I researched and I saw Sixth Sense had one, and I saw Rapala, but not many others. And so I thought to myself, okay, well, there's a hole. Why? And so I bought those baits. I bought those baits at Tackle Warehouse. I threw them in the pool. I noticed the way that it swam and the fact that they swim different, especially the angle. And I think, on a regular crankbait, it's a little more straight. And what that does is the bait kind of like levels out and swims in a straighter line, whether it's flat sided or not. Right. It's going to give it a much more consistent wobble. Whereas this is giving so much erratic action.
Yep.
And I feel like that's going to really trigger a lot of reaction strikes, especially when that thing hits the rock and then bounces off to the side. So I think
that's where you get a lot of reaction strikes versus I'm hungry, I need to eat something.
Yeah.
Is that crazy action, and then all of a sudden, if you stop it just for a second, it goes. It's like, here I am,
Sure.
and that's when you get that hit. It's like it freaks out and then stop. And that's when you're going to get your hit, and that's what the fish can't stand, because they're like, what's it doing? I got to stop it, or I got to kill it, and that's where you get most of your bites like that.
Yeah. So you're not wrong. So someone is saying that they didn't have the QR codes for the survey, for the product testing. So I'm going to see if I can't log in here and get one for you guys. But let me just quickly look here. While I'm looking for these QR codes, can someone give me like a thumbs up? I don't know. Maybe
I'd like to take a question while you're looking at that, so I can answer a question real quick.
Okay. So why don't we do that? I'm pulling up the product testing stuff for the Hunter 1.5. Let me just grab it. Share. Yeah. So, okay. So let's see. Share. Okay. So here is the product testing for Hunter 1.5.
I gotta grab my charging cable.
Yeah, you do that.
So I'm gonna take you guys with me. It's gonna
Okay.
go through the house a little bit.
Okay. So
I
there's
don't
that.
want to.
Wait, we're going through your house?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh,
Just
okay.
to the computer room. Gotta get a
Okay.
charging cable.
And the Incision 62. There you go. So I've given you both the links for the product testing forms. All right, Chauncey, since you're walking around the house, can we go see what's in your refrigerator?
My wife might get mad at you.
Well, wait a minute. Aren't you the king of the castle?
Yeah, I am. Only in certain areas of the house, and that's not one of them. But you really want to see what's in my refrigerator? All right.
I mean, I don't know. Why not?
Let's see. Hopefully. All right. Here's my refrigerator. All right. Let's see what's in there. I got a salad for tomorrow for lunch. Some pineapple. Can't go wrong with pineapple. Some bratwurst right there.
Bratwurst.
Yeah, some bratwurst.
Let me see it.
What in the world is this? My wife gets this stuff. I don't know.
Oh,
Is
it's
it
that chicken crap. Yeah.
Chicken and apple? What?
It's awful. That's awful.
I've never. I don't think I've ever had this. Yeah. So that's what's in the fridge.
Okay.
I grabbed the wrong charger.
That's okay. All right. Well, Chauncey's walking back and charging his stuff. I'm gonna do a couple golden tickets because I feel like you guys have been good little soldiers, good little boys and girls, and you know, forgiving me for leaving the ads on, and I apologize. So I'm going to call the next two numbers. The next two numbers are, and I'll put them in the chat. You guys don't have to. Golden tickets. The next set of numbers is 62021 and 405393. 405393. In the chat. If you're new, again, how do you receive a golden ticket? Your Monster Bass subscription box comes with an individually numbered golden ticket, no matter what box you get. And if I call out your numbers, you email me at rick@monsterbass.com, your name, cell phone, and address, and I'm going to send you a box full of baits from my garage or some other stuff. And then in just a little bit, I'm going to ask all of you that have numbers to put them in the chat. Not yet, but it's coming. It's coming. I promise. I promise. Whew, okay. So,
Okay, I got it plugged in now.
okay. So Chauncey, so what's next for you?
Well, that's a good question, Rick. That is, oh man. I've been, I guess you would say, soul searching in the fishing industry. I have fished many tournaments throughout my whole life since I was like 11.
Okay.
And I think I kind of feel like I'm backing away a little bit in the past few months from tournaments, and this is where I said I was considering fishing that tournament, but as of right now, I'm kind of taking a break from tournaments, not all of them, but some, and spending more family time with the family and doing more content for my channel on fishing and helping the rest of the fishing world have content and be able to grow with me on my channel versus me doing a lot of tournaments where I was more in my earlier years looking to go pro, should I say.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just taking a step back and reevaluating myself as a fisherman and thinking, okay, let me make more content for people that don't know how to fish, help those people, help myself by doing my own channel and my own thing and spending more time with family. So I am kind of moving things around a little bit and see how it works.
Okay. I think spending more time with the family is probably good. I think they deserve it. You've been gone quite a bit.
Yep.
And
I
it
have.
would be nice for you to get to know your wife a little bit better and spend some time there.
Yep.
So
That is
plus,
definitely.
plus, maybe if you do, she'll get to know you better, and apple sausage won't show up in your refrigerator. All right, I just got a text message from someone. So evidently, we've got a lot of people here that don't have Monster Bass subscriptions, don't know what we're talking about when it comes to product testing. So I'm just gonna give you guys the lowdown if you're new, because
Nice.
So what we did was we partnered with some of the brands in the industry, because you can't partner with everyone, because you can only partner with the brands that want to participate. And what we've done is we've created the world's largest product testing program, meaning as baits become available pre-release, and I'm just going to use an example. You mentioned Lunker Hunt earlier. So let's say Lunker Hunt has a brand new bait. It's been tested by their internal team, their pro staff, and they think it's ready to go, but yet they want to send it out in the real world and get feedback from thousands and thousands of people. They'll make a pre-production run, give us the bait in a pre-production packaging. Sometimes it's not it's got a working name, but it may not be the name. Like, I don't even remember what the name of the buzz bait was. Someone help me here. I think it was called the Ruckus. The Ruckus. They'll tell us the details about the bait, and then you'll take it out, use it, abuse it, and then fill out a survey. Provide your information if you're open to being contacted. I do know that a few people were contacted about the buzz bait because they get access to it in real time, and I believe that someone had mentioned that the bait was pulling to the left, and they wanted to better understand, when they got the package, was it bent? Is possibly got damaged in shipment, things like that. But you're basically going to have the ability to help shape and mold the next generation of fishing baits and be a part of that program. And when the bait, once they announce that it's ready to be sold in stores, we will tell you that bait was part of the product testing program, and we'll tell you that the Ruckus is from Lunker Hunt, and it's now called this number, or it's now called this name. Maybe it's the Ruckus, maybe it's not, and it isn't Lunker Hunt. I'm just using it as an example. But you're going to have the ability to then see what changes were made based upon your feedback. So there you have it. That's the product testing program, and that comes as part of it's guaranteed for platinum subscribers. If there are extra baits available, we'll then let the gold subscribers participate. And if there's more left, we'll let the silver subscribers. But I've got to give it to the platinum guys first, because, they are paying a premium, and I want to make sure that they have access to this program. I can tell you that the next 4 baits, we've got crankbaits. Oh, no. Next month is a frog. And then we got 4 crankbaits. We've got a wake bait, which is what dives 2 feet. I don't know. I haven't actually seen it. I've seen the color patterns, but dives 2 feet. There's one that dives 6 feet, 8 feet, and 12 feet. And you're going to get all 4 of those. I know that there's a jerk bait coming. I know that there's a Cobra coming. And these are all different companies, which is really exciting, because at first I was like, well, what if only one brand wants to participate and no one else does? But it was really quick. We put it out there. We did a press release, and I got hit up by so many brands that wanted to participate. They were like, what does this cost? How do we do it? Is there, is it limited to the number of people? And I told them it's actually free. I probably should have charged for it, but maybe once the program's up and running, I can do that. But for now, it's we've got enough baits. Like I said, we got 4, 5, 6. I've got a bait that I'm really excited to share with everyone that I may put in the testing program because I think already I want to make a smaller version. So I've got a bait in the garage and I've shown it to everybody. It's called the grass burner. And I think I want to make a smaller version, but I won't know until we put it out there. And I'm going to make glide baits and swim baits. So I've got I had the first set of samples that were sent to me. I sent one to Fred, the guy that takes me out. And I said, because Fred's a big bait, he's from California. He throws big, 8-inch baits all the time. And so I was like, take this bait. Tell me what you think. If it's awful, tell me. Like, I want you to tell me that it's awful so that I don't make the mistake of like thinking like, oh, this is great. And then I have like no idea. So that's what I'm going to do.
That's what you need as getting that feedback to make a good bait is true, honest comments. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I'm going to make a small, like a 4-inch swim bait jointed with a brush tail. And I'm going to put that out. I'm going to make a 6. I don't know. 8 feels too big, but I might. I might put it like an all like silicone, like plastic paddle tail swim bait. And then this one I definitely won't come out with in 2025 because it's going to take a long time. Because I feel like if you come out with a crappy swim bait, the swim bait community will just turn on you and just be like garbage. So I can't do that anytime soon. I can tell you that there will be a bunch of BFS baits that'll likely come from Grande Bass. They have a different budget, different process. I own part of the company, but I am not the sole decision maker. But those guys will definitely have to come out with some BFS stuff. I think BFS is exciting.
Oh, go ahead.
And with a BFS rod that we've got coming out, which by the way, I have to apologize. Regardless of your political stance and what you think of this current administration, I'm just going to tell you the facts. And the facts are that people put stuff on hold. Factories are like pausing production because they're not sure like what the tariff situation is going to look like. And Fuji parts, I kid you not, Fuji parts, I've never seen a delay like this. We picked some brand new Fuji components that I haven't seen I've seen them on Japanese rods. I haven't seen them here in the States. We work with Will Stewart, our rod designer. And he told me that it was going to be like 12 weeks to get the Fuji components. And he's like, well, we could always just swap them out and go with, a different brand. And I was like, you can't because, they're just as good, but people want to hear Fuji, especially when they're paying a price point that, the BFS rod's going to have. So we're going to wait it out and wait for the Fuji components.
So we're talking about all that product testing, right?
Yeah.
In this month's bag, in case you're brand new to Monster Bass, like, look, this was in this month's bag right here.
Yeah.
It's a product testing bait. And that was for that lipless. And that's this one right here. So
yeah, I put those links for the surveys also in the chat. So,
but that was this month's bait, guys. So
yeah,
I'm sure there's some that you could still get for this month, so you can product test. So,
all right. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to take a couple of questions.
I love
Hey,
questions. It puts you
I do
right on the
too, but,
spot.
like I've made the mistake of giving out my phone number, and now I get woken up by text every single morning from someone that wants to show me their picture, and they forget that I'm on the West Coast, so they're like fishing at 6 a.m. and I start getting texts at 3 a.m. and I'm like, my girlfriend thinks I'm insane. She's like, you give out your phone number? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it's part of the Monster Bass community. Like, I want to make sure that like people can, but now it's gotten to the point where like I get so many messages that I can't even keep up with responding, and I feel awful. But there's so many. So all right.
When I send you a text, I'm just like, I hope I ain't bugging him because I know he gets a million texts. He's probably not even seeing mine.
Well, hold on. You text me and asked me to send you product, and I sent it to you.
Yeah, and I
So
appreciate that. I really do. But
all right.
I'm always worried in the back of my mind that you'll never see it because you get 2 million texts a day. So I'm just like, yeah.
All right. So if you guys have questions, now's your chance. Call me up at 310-922-8373. You must hit the thumbs up button, or just like pretend like you did. It'll make me feel better. And yes, they are fish picks, not other picks. Yeah. So let's see. Let's see if anyone has a question for me or for you.
I would like a great question. I love how questions put you on the spot and you got to answer them. So,
All right. Someone just texted me. Chauncey, how many people did you kill in action?
what was that you cut out?
How many people did you kill in action?
That's not something I want to actually discuss. So let's get a fishing question if
Okay.
possible.
Let's see if I got any more texts. I don't.
No.
That was
no
the
one
one
has a fishing question.
No.
Okay, so I'll go back to that question. I'm not going to say certain things, but I'll say I was in a lot of danger during my first deployment in invasion.
Okay.
This is put that, and that's it.
Okay, I've got another question. When from Matt Brown, he'd like to know, when does he get to go fish with you?
Hey, I'm right here in Central Texas, man. I know you. I know you. Just come on down, get on a plane, come on down, buddy. We'll
Okay.
go anytime. I'll take a day off. You come
What-
down, you let me know. I'll take a day off.
What rod and line do you use when you're fishing poppers?
Ooh. Okay. So anything top water, hands down, no matter what you're throwing, you have to throw mono. Okay. Mono it's just a given for top water. Except there's only one exception to that. That's if you're throwing frog. You got to throw braid with the frog in the
Okay.
grass and stuff like that. But if it ain't in the grass, then mono all the way. Yep.
Okay.
And what was the other part? What rod do I use?
Yeah.
Ah, man, I got it put up right now in the kayak trailer.
You can just
But
tell us.
okay, my favorite rod, like hands down, I've tested so many rods,
Oh, God.
and
Here it comes. I know the answer.
okay, what am I gonna say, Rick?
You're gonna say it's this rod from Bass Pro Shops. It's red.
Okay. Yep, I showed it to you. Hands down, like
3 years ago, you showed this to me.
yes, and it's still the number one rod that I use. I know that other pros use it, like Ott Defo, Edwin Evers, and a few others. I can't remember exactly, but I seen it in their hands,
Yeah.
and I know they fish it. But it's the platinum rod. from Bass Pro Shop, and hands down, it's literally the best rod and reel combo that I've ever fished. And it's
Okay.
really hard to put anything else in my hand.
What's the
But I
second
do.
best
I
rod?
the second best rod. I love going down to my pond, and which I'm going to with these spinner baits after we get off, will be the lunker stick.
Okay. That's a solid answer. Solid answer. Okay. Another question for you. Does Cotton think he can outfish Matt Brown?
You know what? I'm not going to say I can outfish anyone
Oh,
because do you know why? You know why?
Because you don't have the confidence to say so. Listen, I'm never
no,
going
no,
to.
no, 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 no. I don't- It's not about confidence. It's not about confidence.
What is it?
Nope. It's the to me, you could break it down only so much by science, but after that, it's luck.
Okay, fair
And-
enough. Okay. Next question. How do I find out about local tournaments? Is there like a website that I can go to? And do you get nervous when you're fishing tournaments?
Okay, so that's two questions. All right. So the best thing to do is go online and to see what local clubs are around your area. That's how I actually started fishing in fishing clubs. So as soon as I moved to Texas, I got online, looked at what bass clubs are around, let's say Austin, because I live right outside Austin. I said, what bass clubs are around Austin? And it'll literally list everything that's around that area. And that's a good place to start. Now, once you get intermingled with these bass clubs, you'll start finding trail tournaments. Okay, so you'll start like the Skeeter Owners Tournament. That's a trail. Okay, Big Bass Splash here in Texas. That's another one. The Sealy Big Bass. That's another one here in Texas. You'll start finding them once you get integrated within bass clubs, because everybody will start talking, and then it's kind of like flyers that just get thrown out everywhere, and you'll start picking them up from other people saying, hey, this tournament's going on, this tournament's going on. And then that's how you get involved in this huge fishing community right in your state and local town.
Okay.
Okay, the second part of that question, what was it?
Do you get nervous?
Oh, yeah. I get nervous before I even get on the water, because I'm like, okay, there's a million things running through my head. And then once I get on the water, I get the shakes. And especially when I land a big fish during the tournament, my nerves are shot. I'll sit there and just shake like this. And I get them in the live well on the boat, and I'm still shooken up. I have to literally take a drink of water, calm my nerves, and then get back at it. So yeah, I do get nervous because in the tournament, there's a lot of money on the line.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. What's your the best bait to use from the bank?
Man. So if I only get one bait to use from the bank, I want to actually go through the water column in different areas from the top to the bottom. I would actually use a square bill because it's shallow enough, but it'll go deep enough depending on the bill itself, and then it'll hit rocks or whatever's on the bottom as it comes back to you. So I would go with the square bill if that's the only bait I got to throw from a bank.
Okay. And then last question, and I think this might be for me, but I want to produce my own soft plastic baits. How do I go about getting aluminum molds made? If that's your question, I can put you in touch with some mold makers. It depends if you're looking for like single use, or, for like just you want to screw around at home and make some baits, or if you're looking for a production ready mold that you can fix to a Zorn machine, I can put you in touch with someone that can do that as well. And then the last question before we get to some golden tickets is what kind of kayak do you use?
All right. So I'll get the phone. I actually want to show you. So hold
No.
on just a second.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So behind me, I'm in the garage right now. So I just got this one this past weekend. New Hobie PA right here.
Aren't they going out of
It's-
business?
Maybe. There's a lot of rumors up in the air right now.
Just tell us about your kayak.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the green one. They call it green, but to me that's yellow. But
Green.
that's yeah. Yeah, to me that's green. Yellow. You messed me up there. Then here's my wife's and my son. That's their Hobie. It's a dual. That's the Compass Dual. Okay. And then in the background, back here, that's the other Hobie PA 14 that I fish out of. You can see.
That's a good looking wrap.
Yes, it is. And I absolutely love it.
I love it too. Even
So
though
that's-
you're colorblind.
But yeah, those are my 3 kayaks that I have. The new one I just got is for family and friends. So when family and friends come and want to fish with me out of my red one over there, then that's what they're going to use right here. So
Nice. So when Matt comes to town, Matt can fish out of his kayak, and he can
Yeah.
follow you around the lake, and you guys can go fishing and all that fun stuff. I will be at one of the local barbecue places having pork and beef sausage. I will not be having chicken sausage. So
yeah, I don't know why she got that, but hey, whatever.
So, all right, Chauncey. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on the show.
I appreciate you having me.
Away from your family and doing it on short notice. Had a good time. Thank you so much, and I wish you nothing but happiness and health. And again, thank you for all of your service.
Hey, I appreciate it, Rick, and I hope everything is well with you too.
Thank you, man.
Yep,
talk
I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah. Thanks, man. We'll talk with you soon.
I'll see you.
All right.
Bye, Rick.
All right. There you have it. I'm going to answer that question. When should we expect to see rewards from investing? I still don't have the final tally. This is all new to me, and I don't even have the money. So that's not to be a concern. That's part of this whole thing. So we are going to update everyone as soon as I get updated. So I appreciate your patience. All right. Golden ticket numbers. You know it now. If you're sitting here watching, you've got a golden ticket, put it in the chat. Only put it in once because, just it's a lot for me to like comprehend. I got to copy them and write them down. So give me a number, write them down. Let's see what we got here. And it doesn't have to be just platinum. It could be silver and gold. Got to give everyone a chance. Let's see those numbers. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's see your numbers. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? Let's see. We got some numbers. All right. I'm gonna call it final golden tickets. I'm gonna put it in my I'm gonna put it on the scroller. You guys ready? Can we do this? All right. Here we go. The final golden tickets of the night are, there they all are. (20301) 37204. Congratulations. If that's your number, email me at rick@monsterbass.com. I need your name, your cell phone number, and your address. You do not need to check up on me. You do not need to contact support. I'll get it out within a week. So congratulations, you guys, and thank you guys so much for your support. Really appreciate you guys tuning in each week. Next week's guest is going to be none other than Nick, the Informative Fisherman, Nick Smith. He is a wealth of knowledge, like probably the most knowledgeable person I've ever had a full conversation with. When he starts talking and dropping knowledge, I just sit back and I soak it all in. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. And we're going to have a great show next week for you. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Do me a favor, if you haven't, hit the thumbs up button on the way out. And if you haven't subscribed to Monster Bass and you're thinking about it, you can use code SAVE20 and you'll save 20% off your first month. So we got a great box this month. You still got a couple days to get it. And as always, if you get your box at the end of the month and you want to get it at the beginning, just email support@monsterbass.com. Tell them to move your subscription renewal date to the 1st. You'll get it just at the beginning, and you'll get your baits faster. So again, thanks a lot for tuning in. A lot of great stuff coming. Thank you guys so much for your support. Love you guys. And to all the servicemen and women, thank you so much for your sacrifice and your service. I appreciate every single one of you. Have a great night.